Good evening and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 race taking place at Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Should be quite a good race tonight, and not mainly because of the track, but the fact that there's walls on the track. And unlike other tracks, this one's got no forgiveness in it whatsoever. Get a corner wrong, get a wheel wrong, and it could be pits. It's really down to keeping the car consistent, stable, and even that, doing consistent laps around the track. It only takes a bit of tyre wear to go. Get the wrong angle into a corner, bit of misbalance in the car, and before you know it, you're either hitting the wall or bouncing off the wall. If you bounce off the wall, you can usually take a couple of hits before it damages your car. Hit the wall head on, the chances are it'll be a severe damage and either a poor drive back to the pits or a teleport back to garage. Obviously, the latter, you'll end up being penalised time wise, and typically you can sit in the pits for a good 2, 3 stroke 4 minutes, really down to the nature of the incident and the impact you've had. We're just finishing off what was open practice of sorts. This isn't official qualifying yet, this is like an open practice. The server will switch over literally in a couple of seconds, speak of the devil, and then we'll be good to go really. On the grid today we have a total of 30 racers, which is a good turnout really from the Group 2 racers themselves. I think there's a total of 35 on the list. Obviously there's a lot of different skill levels within that. The start on the Mount Panorama is really important. If you can get yourself away from the trouble, keep out of trouble, you stand a good chance. If you take your time, are very wary, believe it or not, you also stand a good chance. It's quite easy on this circuit to qualify 15th even later, and after the first lap be just outside or within the top 10 based on the number of offs. We've done various races this week here, tried different things, almost a full out lap, getting to Forest Elbow and then going for it. Great for the first lap, but inevitably people still make mistakes, and then all you do is end up moving the problem to the end of a fast straight, and again, unless people are being very careful, you've potentially got carnage. But in all honesty, the first laps have been relatively good and straightforward. I think what we'll see tonight is a variation of the theme, hopefully, where the first lap is about people taking the times, easing into it, getting the tyres warmed up, and then going for it. And I've no favourites in the race. I've no idea who's going to stand out in the race. You'll have the usual consistent guys. Andy Lees, Michelle is very consistent and quick. Rick as well from Holland, he's also quick. But to be honest, it can be anybody's race. It's the nature of the beast with this track. And all I'm going to do is wish every single racer good luck and hopefully see them all at the end crossing the finish line, as opposed to quitting or seeing the car in the pits completely damaged. We've got Andreas viewing. Welcome Andreas, hope you enjoy the race for tonight. I will do a lap tour in a bit, and what I've done this week is I've asked one of the Group 2 drivers to do a lap for me, and what I'll do as part of that lap, I'll give you a tour of the track, explain a bit about the track, and also explain some of the corners, because you may have heard me mention Forest Elbow before. Obviously all tracks have names, don't ask me where the names come from, but ultimately it's all about being able to identify certain parts of the track. Obviously you've always got the straights, usually have the word straight in them, but hopefully as the race goes on you'll familiarise yourself with the areas that are contested strongly for overtaking. I do believe there's probably only 2 of them, the Mountain Straight and the Conrod Straight. Trying to pass somebody in the hill really, I think is a bit difficult, and you're more likely to hit the wall if you try anything. Back markers is also important. Try not to be passing a back marker in the hills. If you've got the pace, you will take them on the Conrod Straight, and I think it's just a case of holding your time and just waiting really. Because if you hit a back marker or come together with a back marker, it could ruin your race and the back marker's race, and in all honesty it could just be innocent. So a couple of minutes in now, We've already got a couple of laps on the board in relation to the how people are going. We've got a 2:04 is looking good so far, and that was for Peter LaFrance. We've got a couple of 2:06 and a couple of 2:08s. That's obviously people getting the tyres in. I'm expecting a 2:04, if that is the lap time that's recorded, to probably be one of the ones that are probably high up on the grid. Got another couple of people joining us. Hi Chris, and hi Patrizio. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy it and find it as willing as last week. Who knows? Obviously I'm not a professional. I've got a few different things lined up this week. Hopefully they will work if all what I've set up works with the broadcasting software. Hi Craig, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. If you've got anything you want to see during the stream, obviously let me know, and I can switch to it. I'm going to leave the track map on, but I also have all the timings in front of me as well, the real-time timings, so we'll be able to use that to assist me and hopefully point me up into relevant viewpoints and stuff like that. It looks like Rick's managed to put a bit of a flying lap in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch and do a bit of a track tour for people so they can understand the track. And obviously as we go around this track, what we'll do is we'll describe it, and I'll give you a tour in relation to the corners. And I'm now going to switch to a track tour, which has been kindly donated and done by Uwe. And what he's doing here, he's coming up to Hell's Corner, and he's going up to the mountain straight. So if you get the right exit here, this is a passing point, one of the two probably decent passing points on the track. So it's foot down along here. As you come to the end, you'll probably be braking in probably either third or second, depending on your car and your gearing. And this is Griffin's Bend. This is where the incline starts up the mountain. A right-hander, and then you're greeted with a left-hander. That's referred to as the cutting. Okay, and you can see we're still going uphill here. We're now going to go a right-hander into what's termed as Reed Park. And you can still see we're still climbing. And as we get to the left-hander, we're going to start hitting Sulman Park. Watch that wall on the right. And then we're going down to McPhillamy Park. That's the highest part of the track, 174 metres. We're now into Skyline. Then the S's. Obviously the name of the track. And then we're into the Dipper. As we come down to the bottom here, we're coming to the final part of the curvy track, into what's called Forest Elbow. Then onto the straight, flat out, all the way to the end. Again, this is another really good passing point. And you can see now we've more or less got to the bottom, up a little hill again. Track widens a little bit on the left, and you can steal a bit of the road on the left hand side to make this turning a little bit easier. And then you're braking around 150, 100. Braking hard, either second or third into the corner. That is known as the chase. Carry on. Then we're getting down to the final corner with the pits on the left. And this is Murray's Corner. And then finally onto the pit straight. And I want to thank Uwe for doing that lap for me and sharing it with me. Okay, so that's the brief tour of the map, of the track. And we'll carry on with obviously the current qualification situation. So we've had another couple of drivers who've gone extremely quick. We've now got Terry Howard, who's doing looks like he's doing the fastest lap there. He's done a 2:04.8. That's his best lap. I think actually Peter LaFrance's lap was an abandoned lap before. I don't think the times are reading right. So at the moment we've got Terry, we've got Malcolm in second place, and then we've got Rick Lillenhoff in third place. Rayner currently in fourth, and Van Vassenhove in fifth. Tala, then Hopkins, Britos, Stevens and Margaritis. They're the current top 10 in the qualification periods. Obviously people picking lots of different cars. There's certainly lots of different makes out on show today. It does look though, when I was doing some preparation for this, the Ferrari seems to be the pick of the choice. One of the reasons for that is it's a very flexible car, and I think if you read all the documentation on ACC, it does say it's the best all-rounder. One thing it doesn't like is the curbs. Luckily on this track there don't tend to be many, just a lot of walls. So I think if you get it hooked up right on this, it is a quick car. I think, as one of the viewers, Patrizio, has shown as well, the Nissan is an absolute flying machine. I did try the Nissan, believe it or not, and I quit after 2 laps because I just could not drive it. I couldn't get it going quick at all. So kudos to yourself, Patrizio, for getting the performance out of that car. You're one of only 2 drivers in all the groups driving the Nissan. I think that speaks for itself. Across the group, I think the Porsche and the Ferrari are certainly the 2 favourite cars in here. So, you know, sit back when the race starts. What I'll do is a bit of an introduction for the race itself, and I'll try, if I get a chance, to do a bit of a grid walk. If it's not a grid walk, I'll read out obviously the top 10 places in relation to who's actually on the grid, and then it's a case of sitting down and watching and enjoying the race. Okay, so I'm going to switch to another driver now. He's actually back in the pits. He wasn't in the pits when I clicked on him. Do a bit of a cockpit. So one thing I've noticed about this game, there's a couple of different cockpit views. One of them gives you a really good sense of speed, and one of them doesn't. I don't know if anybody spotted that. I don't understand it, I can't explain it. You're obviously still doing the same speed, but I think it's something to do with the field of view. It plays something with your eyes and makes it feel a little bit slower. You can see there, through the S's and that, how much you've got to get the car moving left and right. I think the other problem with this track is, as well as the temperature's going to drop, it will play havoc with your tyres. So it's quite critical to get your tyre temps running right, so that when the temperatures do drop, you maintain grip, and obviously grip with your speed, and allows you to run through the mountains, or certainly the tops of the hill. I don't know if you want to call them mountains, Mount Panorama rather than the mountains of Panorama. You can see there he's using all the left hand side. But obviously going through there, you'll need all the grip you can get to make sure you don't hit the wall. Van Vassenhoven here is currently in 6th place. On the grid, his fastest was a 206. So currently looking good for that. See there, he's just done a 204.7, and that's put him in 3rd place. So at the moment we've got Terry. No, Terry's just been done by Malcolm. So Malcolm has just done a 204.1. Terry's now in the pits. Van Vassenhoven is back out again. Rick's out at the moment. Let's see where Rick's up to. Into the final bend. And you can see that's either an outlap or he's spoiled his run a little bit. So he's way out there a little bit. There seems to be a bit of a gap here actually. So we've got 3 drivers doing the 204s, 3 drivers doing the 205s, and then 4 drivers doing the 206s. Then everyone else seems to be in the 207, 208s. I think you can see there's going to be a field spread quite early on. So I think at the end of the 2nd or 3rd lap we're probably going to be looking at quite a few seconds ahead, of people running round. And there's possibility, obviously with offs, with the speed as well, that we could see some back marker action towards the end of the race. We shall see. Yeah, I'm just reading the chat comments here. Okay, so 204, a couple of people referred to 204, or Chris referred to 204 being fast. 204 is a quick time actually. I'm in Group 1, although I can do a 204, I can't do that speed. So I think it's getting quite clear who the drivers are who are going to move up. I'm not necessarily the slowest driver in Group 1, I'm not the fastest, and I accept that. You know, at the end of the day, I finish where I finish. There's a couple of guys up front who are lightning quick. At the end of the day, you know, if you're good in a car, you're on an esports game, kudos to you, because it is a different animal. You've got a lot going on. You've got all the controls, you've got the equipment to consider. You know, you've got sometimes a steering wheel from one manufacturer, pedals from another. You've got to put them together and set them up for yourselves. yeah, them fast guys certainly have earned the respect I think they fully deserve. But you know, everybody who races in the eSeniors group, you know, eSeniors indicates we're there for a reason. We're no longer spring chickens, although some of us think we still are, or we think our bodies are, our minds are, and our bodies aren't. You know what I'm saying? And consequently, I think our reaction times start to dwindle a little bit, and you know, with the best will in the world, I think we can keep up with everybody else. We are all different at the end of the day, and different ages. I think that's what causes the field to spread out a little bit. I think everybody who's in Group 1 and in Group 2, I think, you know, everybody deserves respect for giving the time up to race. You guys are obviously watching the stream tonight, and obviously for the Sunday group, for the guys who race on Sunday, it does take a lot of time. Obviously I'm streaming this tonight, I'm putting my time aside to help the group out. I enjoy this, hopefully people will find it entertaining, and we're in for a really good race. The top 3 have pitted and aren't going out at the moment by the looks of it. Let's move down the grid a little bit and change the view a little bit, and we'll go to how Daniel's doing. Daniel's another Ferrari driver. Hi Eric, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. I've got some nice views set up as well from a different perspective this time. Hopefully when I can find, if there's accidents and incidents, I like them. That little example there then of Daniel hitting the wall, I think it's a perfect example of trying to pass somebody in the mountains. He went one side and obviously got squeezed, which is, you know, is the nature of the beast here. It's very easy to get squeezed. It put him off a little bit. No contact's been recorded in the game, but he did hit the wall. Now obviously if you only brush the wall, you'll get away with it. But ultimately, if you go too fast, you're a goner really. This next section coming up, where Daniel's going through the S's and that, this catches you out sometimes, because you go to steer right here and your car's unbalanced, so your right wheel's not on the ground or not gripping as much, and on this track your left front wheel stays cold mainly, so consequently it doesn't grip the same, and what you tend to find is that the front just doesn't grip and you can go into the wall. I think Andreas did that the other day, and ironically after he said what he'd done, I was practicing and I did exactly the same, and I'd done the same corner at the same time about 10 times, literally got it off, you know, off kilter 1 slight second, and it spun me. And I think that's the unfortunate part. And when you come round a bend and you see a car facing you, you just hope they don't try and move, because while they're static you can still move. If they're not static, well, on this track you're going to take people out, unfortunately. So hopefully the pre-race meeting's all about, you know, if you go off and you can get yourself going because there's no cars nearby, do it. But I think teleporting to the pits is going to be order of the day today. I think inevitably we are going to see people go off. Inevitably going to see people with damaged cars, and you know, that's this track. I think it's a very unique track. I think it's one of the few tracks where you expect incidents, probably more so than some of the others. I know we all took it easy at Monza, but Monza itself just has the first chicane. You know, when you're on the rest of the track, there's not really many places you can go off and hit. You know, obviously you can spin the car around and hit a wall anywhere, but there's no runoffs in this. You know, I think there's only 1 or 2 runoff areas really, and some of them just aren't big enough. So I think the section, you know, where you're over the top, coming up here, there's a bit of a runoff on the right, I think further down. There. If you're going too fast, it's not enough, you go straight into the wall. And also if you take that corner wide, you're also, you know, struggling to go out of control, and if you get your wheels on the tyre, you end up going left into the wall itself, and I think you're a passenger at that point then. So it's extremely difficult, you know, to be consistent. Consistency is key on this. I say that all you know, every single week. Even when I race myself on my own stream, I say it's all about being consistent. And if if you have crew chief on, crew chief will tell you if you're being consistent because he's always looking at the lap times for you, on computers, if you know what I mean. But consistency is key with this. You know, you can put a 2:04 in as a lap in qualifying. In reality, that means nothing in the race. You can have a full tank of fuel. Your tyre wear is going to be different. You're literally going out and doing sprints, you know, when you're qualifying. 2 laps warm your tyres up, 3 to 4 lap, you're going to be going bat out of hell to get your fastest lap. You're going in the pits. When you're racing, that's a completely different ball game. You want to bring your tyres in slowly, get them up to heat slowly. You don't want to really be putting brakes, too harsher brakes on to wear them down. You don't want to be scraping them through the corners. You really want your tyres to last for the the whole duration, really. With the temperature drop as well, because the time this is happening, I think what will happen is I think we'll see the times just starting to tumble a little bit, and we'll probably have people doing 2:05s, 2:06s in the race, and they'll become 2:06s, 2:07s, and I think that'll be common across the field. The only time I think that'll be different is when people have pitted and I've got a new set of tyres on. Yeah, Andreas, it wasn't a criticism, not at all. Obviously, I noted that from the race, and I know you didn't need to go back to the pit. Obviously, Andreas does his own stream on a Sunday. If you follow Andreas, obviously you can watch his stream. All I was using was a reference point for both yourself and myself, where it's very easy to be consistent, but then just put one wheel in completely the wrong place. I've done it a load of times. In fact, I think I went on the server yesterday, went out 3 times, and the second time, it's second lap from each time, I basically stuffed it. And I think it was just that eagerness wanting to get going when my tyres weren't up to speed, and obviously that's another problem. People think, first lap is a racing lap. First lap is a racing lap, you're right, but it's about getting your car settled, it's about setting yourself up for the race, it's about getting your tyres ready, and then usually you find after 2 or 3 laps you can go full force and go for it from that point on. So Malcolm's back out, he's gone even faster, so he's doing 2:04 flat now. Welcome Jonathan to the stream, hope you enjoy it. So yeah, he's done a 2:04 flat. That's very, very quick, even for Group 1 standards. We've had a bit of a change. We've now got Rayner, who's now in second. He's done his quickest of a 2:04.2. And then we've got Terry at a 2:04.5 and Bruce with a 2:04.6. Van Vassenhove's 2:04.7, then we're into the 2:05s. The leaders of the 2:05s is Peter LaFrance. We've got Rick Lowenhoff, Mark Stevens and Richard Colombe. And then up the end we've got Daniel Britos. So you can see the top 10 is separated by just under 2 seconds. That's not a lot of time, but beyond the top 10 you're looking at probably a significant number of drivers within a further second. So consequently I think the action's going to be potentially at the back of the grid. I'm hoping for a race like yesterday in the warm-up race, where 2 drivers will go in hell for leather at the front, and that, for e-racing was absolutely fantastic. Anybody watched that? Andy Lee's put the stream on. I don't think there was commentary on it, he just left it on a Helicam view, but watching that race up front was absolutely fantastic and really, really enjoyed it. Welcome Tony, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy it. I'll say if anyone's got any comments in the to add, what they want to see, what they want to switch to, just give us a bit of a shout, and see, I'll make it so. So again, back up the mountain straight here. As I said, this is an overtaking point if you're lucky. Brake after the 100. Okay. Or wherever you want to brake. A little bit wide there. He's going to have to back out of his lap. No, he's alright. The cutting. Now up to repark. And then what we're doing for twisty section. Really useful learning the corners. it almost puts a different perspective on it. It would be good if the game told you could do that within the original Assetto Corsa. You could get an add-on to tell you the corners of the tracks, and I found it really useful because you can then, rather than saying I'm at the top of the hill, you can actually say, you know, I'm at Sulman Park, or I'm at Filamy Park, or I'm at the Esses or Skyline. And I think it just makes a bit different, gives a bit more dynamic to obviously the commentary side of things as well. I can see the gaps. Patrizio, the gaps are on the screen, but obviously that's the running order of who's out on the track. Obviously, I can't control that side of it. That's the game itself. But Malcolm has done a 2:03.5. He's getting faster and faster and faster. 2:03.5 is a hell of a lap time. I think it's fair to say. I'd only dreamed to be able to do that. I think people have probably managed to put the fastest laps in now. The road to Wick a little bit. 2:03 is definitely Group 1, Jonathan, without a shadow of a doubt. 2:03.5 as well. And that's flying there. Rick's currently 10 seconds down off his best lap, so he's obviously on an outlap here of some sort. My fastest is the 2:04s, but to be honest, I've not really throttled it that much because I didn't really put time in because of work. I managed to put about an hour in for the GT4 and half an hour for the Porsche Cup, and obviously I've put very little time into the GT3 car. I'm hoping I'm going to get a bit of time tomorrow rather than just coming around the track. Yeah, a few are in 2:01s. I think Patrizio's on the who's on the stream. It's definitely one of them 2:01s. I think Walby is another one. I think they were the two racing last night, and it was absolutely fantastic to watch. And you've got the likes of Derek, who's obviously in the chat as well, another quick guy along with Noble. Oh, night time around here. Actually, I've done this track a couple of times. I've done one at night, and I actually did one with snow on it. Inadvertently, you can get the game to reference the weather conditions of your country, as in real-time weather. And I was playing it around December, and there was snow on the track. Yeah, it was entertaining, shall we say. I think the lap times were about 4 minutes ago because you just couldn't get around the track. I think we did 2 laps of that and sat that off, and then corrected the obviously the weather. Everyone doing more than 0.5 is forced to do a full tank. I think I'm sandbagging. Right, okay. As I said, Tony, I'm not the quickest on the in the qualifying. I go for consistency, and you know, say doing a 2:04 in qualifying and doing a consistent race pace is better than doing the odd quick lap, I think. Porsche did that, yeah. It was down the end of the straight on the Porsche. It was, you know, it was red lining and slowing down. I've got the wing quite up on mine to get me through the tops. So in the Ferrari, I'm not going to get. I think I'm doing 174 mile per hour out of it. We're obviously trying to keep it balanced for the intersection. Yeah, Racecraft is. I think I'm 99 on Racecraft. So obviously I just don't want to lose that. I want to keep it as up as possible. Evening, Mr. Thompson. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Final down to last minutes of qualifying. So just to recap, first place we've got Malcolm Hutchin, who's got a 2:03.5. Rayner's gone quicker now. Rayner's now second place, 2:04.2. Terry 2:04.5. Bruce 2:04.6. Mark Stevens 2:04.6. Van Vassenhove 204.7, Peter LaFrance 204.9. So basically we've got the best part of 6 drivers, 3/4 of a second between them. Just know that's going to be bedlam at the end of the day. The first lap, I don't know what the rules are, I wasn't in the pre-meeting, so I'm hoping it's just go for it and have the fun. As the first 4 drivers are now in the pits, I think it's safe to say that the first 4 on the grid are more or less set. Unless Mark, Peter, Rick or PJ go any faster, I think that's going to be the top 10 out. Possibly Jonathan, yeah. I think the Group 1 tomorrow is going to be very, very close early on. I think you'll get obviously the guys up at the front disappearing and racing amongst themselves, but I've just got a feeling there's going to be a mid-pack of about 15 to 20 cars, and it could be anybody. Just hope nobody goes for the stupid overtakes, parts of the track like this, and everyone leaves it till either the mountain straight or the Conrad straight. I will be streaming that race tomorrow from my perspective on my channel. I'll post links to that tomorrow at some point. Yeah, Dave, last night couldn't watch it all, family commitments, but I did sneak on and watch Andy's stream. And it was, yeah, that's proper entertainment that last night. I've already said the 2 guys, Patrio, who's actually Patricio's on the feed, and Rolby, I don't know if he's on, but them guys, how they could keep that up for 45 minutes. I'd have a puddle around me. Oh, and Rick's just stole 3rd place there. He's just got a 204.5. So there was a change. He's obviously worn out now, and we're getting to the point of race preparations and race starts. Yeah, very good lap that, 3rd place, 204.5. So we just nicked it from Terry. It's going to be showtime in a second. Good evening, Dave. Welcome to the stream. Just the right time in there in preparation for the race. Bit of an interlude there. Quick bit of a grid walk. So we got Hutchin, we got Berger, we got LaFrance, who managed to put in a quick lap in the end. Rick, and we've got Terry. We've got Bruce Hopkins. We've got Mark Stevens, Jude Van Vassenhove, Tala, Columbe, Ritos, Mike Dearlove, Bando, Nikos Margaritas, Molesky, Arabas, Garland, Lees, Ars, Peter David, Benchea, Monsanto, Bollen, Ellis, Fantini, Wilson, Dupe, Souza, Skelton, Miles, and it's had a bit of a flip on me. It's the beauty of a game, eh? And Wyman at the back. And we've got Buckley, Lakin, and James Park. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go onto the helicam from about the 8th position as the race starts, and we'll take it from there. I don't really want to chat on, so just let me quit that and go back into drive. You don't. As I said, that's a bug in the game, that a well-known, documented bug. Now, as far as I'm aware, the feed's okay. We're on the grid at the moment. Hi Neil. Bit of a spoiler there. I was watching it. Yeah, well done. Deserved. Absolutely blinding goal, I must say. Thanks, Jonathan, just for confirming that. Hoping I'm not going to get too many incidents. A couple of cars passing through there. That'll make it interesting. I'm not too sure. It's just going to be race. There's going to be a couple of penalties here if people don't get in the right side of the track. And then with a couple of stop and goes. You need to follow the arrows. Okay, doesn't appear to be any stop and goes. Looks like people are being told to take it easy, perhaps. Oh no, racing. Oh, didn't take long, did it? Looks like he's trying to have another go at him there. It's obvious they've been told to take it easy a little bit. I'm going to see what Malcolm's doing up front, and whether he's holding the pace really well. He's got the field behind him quite well there. Rainer behind him. There's a couple of collisions going on. I'm getting a couple of accidents going on between a few of the different drivers. Obviously it's an out lap, so I'm not really going to try and concentrate on them too much at the moment. We want to see what happens, see towards the back of the grid. There's a few cars clambering around in yellow, but that'll be to do with the speed of the cars as well. So we'll just jump to the back a little bit. Yeah, everyone's maintaining good respective pace there. The first lap out is obviously a pace setting lap. It makes sense, you know, at the end of the day you don't want to be totaling your car on the first lap, even though there's been several incidents already. The front guys now will be ready to come towards the end. I think it'll be ready to go after this. That's it. Forest elbow gone, and they're all going for it now. Got a really good drive out of there. I've seen the first overtake. Oh yeah, that was Rick then. He just managed to overtake Peter. Obviously had a good drag out of the last Forest elbow bend. He just decided to go for it. No current incidents on track, which is good. It means everyone's managed to get round the first lap quite well. appears to be no incidents either at the chase, which is reassuring. I think that's everybody's made round the first lap. Got nothing coming up. No, at the moment there's no problems. They don't update all the time though, Patrizio. They only update their intervals, because that's more of a real time. Okay. I'll let you guys decide. There's a bit of a gap opening up now. You can see quite clearly after car 60. A bit of a gap in front of Mark Stevens. You can't see the car in front of him. So that's, I think that was the break up I said of the lap times. The first guy's getting into the 205s. You can see that quite clearly on track. Again, nobody seems to be having any, has been an incident with car 27. That's Andy Lee's. Back to the front again. See Hutchins pulled out a little bit on Berger. These next three here are the ones that are battling for second, third and fourth. I think Rayner does seem to be the quicker, but Rick seems to have managed to pull out the bag in the racing conditions. This is what I was saying about you have a fast qualifying lap or you go for the consistency. I think in this respect Rick's got the consistent setup, which might make him a little bit quicker on track. Everyone makes mistakes, Jonathan. Whether you're been doing this for years, I'm sure some of the quick guys still go off, make mistakes, braking point millimetres out. Yeah, everybody has the potential to make a mistake, whether they're at the front or they're at the back. At the moment, I've got no incidents coming up at all, which is really reassuring. I think Malcolm's definitely starting to pull away a little bit. We have got one car, I think they've been into the pits, car 56. Which is Santini. See him now, she's come up to chase. I think he went into the pit straight away. Yeah. I'm just wondering whether Rick's going to take him here. Depends on the drive he's got out, because he's already took Peter that long here. Looks like he's got a good run. There's a gap appearing. There's been a bit of an incident there at the just missed that one, the incident. And there's Malcolm now starting to stretch his legs a little bit. He's put quite a gap up between him and the car behind. 3.4 second gap now between him and the car behind. We're still in the action. There's Rick and Berger. cars in the pits. This one's Terry Howard, one of the guys who obviously did a quick lap, and PJ Vitale appeared to be in the pits. So we've obviously had a bit of an incident there, although there's nothing coming up too much. I've had car 677, like David, he's just involved himself. Oh yeah, oh dear, as you can see there, a couple of incidents with cars just causing a bit of a problem there. Stretching out now a little bit. We've now got 4 cars in the pits. Michelle's in the pits now. As is Peter David. So obviously there's a bit going on there. I think they've hit walls because the incidents aren't coming up against them cars. Well, Peter David was one of them actually, in relation to the incidents. And the other car was Uwe, and Uwe's still out there by the looks of it. He's not gone into the pit, so I presume he was the one who hit him side on and then carried on. Okay, so let's jump back a little bit. Car 88 is Jeremy, our illustrious leader, if that's what you want to call him. He's catching Nikos. A full fact about Jeremy, if you've not read his profile. The band in the late 70s, early 80s, called Men Without Hats, and they had a hit across a lot of countries. I think it got certainly in the top 10 in the UK, and it was a song called Safety Dance. Well, I don't know if you all know this, but Jeremy founded that band and played the keyboard and drums for the band, so consequently it's probably a name that you've probably not recognised, but if you ever look up the band, his name is mentioned. And I didn't know, but he still writes music as well, so he's a composer, and he's got a multitude of other talents as well, so I thought I'd share that little fun fact with you. If you've read his profile, you'll fully appreciate that. If not, hopefully I've educated you, and you're all sat on Wiki now looking it up to see if I'm telling the truth. You'll see his name, honestly. I've not seen a video with him in it though, but obviously if you play the song back, Safety Dance, Men Without Hats, you will definitely recognise it. It's a very popular song. I think it got to the top 10 in over 20 countries as well. I'll give you that fun fact for free. I know Mr. Thompson, you're into your music, so I'm sure you're going to be looking that one up. Looks like Jeremy's not making any inroads. There's been no change at the front. I think something's gone on, because as you can see there, we're very, very close. It was 0.3 of a second ahead, so I think there's definitely something brewing at the front here. He was in primary school in 1982. No, I just... Wait a minute. I was 11. See, that could be true, that, David. The reason being, I never had... my school was a mix. It was a funny setup. We had what was called the junior school, primary school, then a middle school. And then we went basically to high school, so they were both known as primaries. Based on what he's put there, I'd have been... actually considered in a primary school at the age of 11. It's only when I got obviously to later on did I move into what was classed as a high school now. We'll say none of the schools that went exist anymore. They've all gone. Yeah, Men Without Hats, Safety Dance. I think everybody used to dance to it. When I told my wife about it the other day, I was like, she couldn't believe it. She said that was a boogie night with all the students getting up and dancing, and when that come on, everybody got up. It was a proper floor filler. Yep. Yeah, they were sad times, David. You can see the track now is well and truly split up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 probably defined groups. What is interesting though is that we've got potential back markers coming up in a minute. We've got car number 44, which is Michelle. I don't see Michelle being a problem. I think Michelle will get his foot down and go for it. But I can see within another 2 or 3 laps we're going to be catching that gaggle of cars at the back, which is consisting of, we'll just jump to it, Mark Wyman, Ken Lake in behind him in the Ferrari, and James Park in front of him in the Porsche. So I think it's not going to be long before these guys are going to be catching them up a little bit. I'm not going to kiss a death on it, but at this moment in time I've not had any accidents. That song will be on your playlist tonight, I guarantee it. You'll be looking it up or putting it on Amazon Music or whatever, but you'll be looking it up. Yeah, I think he only played with the band for a couple of years. I do think it was classed as a one-hit wonder over here, because I don't think they did many more hits after that over here. That's catching on the Porsche. Ooh. Porsche put his brakes on then, I don't understand why. Mark was looking to get past him there a little bit. Blue flags were being waved. Who were they being waved at there? Because I think it's Howard behind him with a lap down, so he's not racing for position. I did see a blue flag, I've not seen it since. Looks like Terry's going to go for it here though. Mark's being a true gent there and letting him pass. That was very, very good racing, that. And now obviously Terry's getting the blue flags, because Terry's the is a lap down and he's unlapping himself. So Terry was one of these that ended up pitting quite early on as a result of an incident. So it's going to allow Mark now to get his foot down, and he's making a bit of a gap now between him and Ken. Okay, so let's look at where else the battle is going on. So up at the front, the gap between Malcolm and Raynar is now getting quite big. Raynar and Rick is now big, but Peter is catching him. So Peter's having a very consistent run here. You want to see car 88? Okay, so we want to watch our... there you go, there's Jeremy. So just looking at him, there's a car behind him, equal distance to the car in front of him, looking at it. We've got Robert and Melvin. Dale Jr. fan, yeah. So let's see what other facts I can dig up about people, eh? So, Robert, we got anything on Robert? Actually, Robert mustn't have raced last week, because I've not had him down on the list of racers, so he's a new racer this week. That is Jeremy. Of course, it's Jeremy. Yeah, he's. I think Robert went a little bit wide there. Let's see how it looks from behind. Bit of a gap there. There's been an incident. Find who the incident's with, and we might switch to that incident. I know it's. I think it was an individual spun himself out. Porsche is one of the more unique cars on the GT3 circuit. It's got a flat 6, whereas a lot of the cars are V8s or your V10s with a twin turbo. Obviously that's why it sounds a little bit different as well. It's the heaviest car, quite considerably as well when you consider the weight of these cars. It's got a lot of brake horsepower. Obviously on this game, brake horsepower is all to do with the balance of performance as well. So consequently, even though a car might have a lot of horsepower, it can be tuned down. So the car's got, and they all try to equalise for the tracks. We've got car 513 going rather slow on the Conrod straight there. That's James Parks, and he's going to speed back up again now. Right, so what the times that the number one guy's doing. So the last lap Malcolm did was a 205.2, Rayner was a 205.6, and Rick was a 206.5. Malcolm has put in a 204 in race condition. Yeah, they are spreading out quite a bit now. Okay. Welcome. Robert's really gained on him here. Just see driving from his perspective. Should get a good tow along here. Saying that, Jeremy looks like he's got a good run out of that corner there. See Peter in the floor as well. Down slow at that corner then. The sound I don't know. Two minor incidents going on around track. Somewhere they've been having a battle with themselves. Car 66. Who is Peter LaFrance? He's dropped right down. He's now in the pits. So Peter, who was run up at the front, he's had, it looks like he's hit the wall. There's no other car involved in that one. And he's obviously now in the pit, so he must have incurred severe car damage there. I do think Robert seems very quick through here, then Jeremy just seems to shoot off. Just keep an eye on this a little bit longer, just see what's going to happen. Don't seem to be gaining on Melvin in front. Andy Lees is having a good battle with Monsanto and Mike, Lesky, and Thierry and Andy again look like they're having a good battle. They're very, very close. You could be right there, Andy, yeah. It's stuck to him. I'm just going to switch to Andy Lees. Andy Lees is always, yeah, he's right there with Thierry at the moment. There's been another incident between car 92 and car 21. Just see where they are. Nikos, who was running well, and Terry Howard. So Terry's been involved in more trouble. I will switch to an incident at some point. And we play the last 30 seconds, so we get to see the work up to it as well. Keep an eye on this bit of racing at the moment. I think Andy Lee's mentioned on his stream recently, it just seems to have come together for him, and I think you can all see that in his driving. You know, his consistency now. As you can see, proper pushing Thierry here. Andy Lee, you'll probably know him as the old guy doing sim videos, sim driving. He's got his own YouTube channel. Does little snippets as well. If you haven't subscribed, it's well worth doing it. It's entertaining. These two are now catching Mike up in front. Yeah, it's the beer. If you ever watch him on stream, he's always got different types of beer. I don't know if he drinks all the time. I shouldn't say that really, but yeah, he's always got these like half glasses, different beers, and they introduce what he's drinking. Drivers are still putting faster laps in now. Some of the drivers toward the middle rear. So Abando's just put his fastest lap in this lap. Hutchins has got a 3-second gap up front. Rayner's got a 5-6 second gap between him and Rick. And Rick's 8 seconds, 9 seconds in front of Bruce. So, you know, the guys up front have now, as you can probably see from the chart, have broken up a little bit. There's been a bit of an incident there. Can't see which number that is at the moment. They do seem to have corrected themselves. They haven't took anybody else out, so it's not worth jumping to. The incidents there haven't been that many, but they seem to have really put the cars to bed. As you can still see, we've got a couple of people in the pits. I think Santini's quit actually. He's just left his car in the pits. I've not seen him come out. He's recorded quite a few people in the pits. I think if they've quit, it reflects them being in the pits as well. Michelle, Peter David, Santini, they're all showing us in the pits. They're on a pit lap. Work done, I think, on the cars, so possibly long stops. Just gonna jump. I'm gonna leave it a second actually, because it's a bit interesting. There's 3 cars coming into play here now. I know there's battles going on throughout the track now. We're obviously got 3 cars battling for what will be 13th place. Yeah, he's took Mike. Very good overtake. I don't know if Mike's car's damaged here. They've both got past him. Oh, Andy's gone a bit lawnmower. Okay, so there's been an incident. I'm going to switch to the incident. This is Terry and Robert Hupe. I see Terry's in the Ferrari. Oh yeah, I think it's fair to see there. Well, I'm not going to judge. From what I could see there, there's a bit of a hurry up going on there. Back with Jeremy now. There's a bit of a gap with Andrews and that, so. If you coming back through the field, and you're battling your way through your field, I think you've either made a mistake to do it, or a bit too aggressive there, Craig. I think. See, he was close. It was like he was trying to force his way past. Obviously, you need to see the inputs on the car for that. It's alright, us being judge and jury watching it. I just think it looked a bit unexpected, shall we say. So these three are racing for 10th place here. Oh dear, that was definitely impact. And they have another go. Back a little bit. I'm going to watch that again. So Melvin's being very defensive, sitting in the middle of the track. So Robert's gone onto the grass and Melvin's moved over, and then they've both met again. I should imagine Melvin's Ferrari's out of it there. So I think it's pretty what's going on there. So Jeremy's now obviously free to move forward. I can't work out whose fault that was. It looked like to me Abando had got on the grass and was trying to get himself back on, but as he was coming back on, Melvin had gone left a little bit. But you're going to go left to take the corner, aren't you? So is that awareness again? Not looking at the little helicorsa, their proximity thing. I don't know. Let's look at Van Vassenhove, because Van Vassenhove is now catching. There's been another incident now as well between car 64, Mike Molesky, and car 27, and Delise. So they've come together. Obviously they were racing quite close before. Gap before Mark Stevens. The gap's not what I was seeing on the screen, so that's not a race we need to be watching. Now, Rayner has brought Malcolm up a little bit. Going through back markers here. Flags, that's Mark Wyman. Mark Wyman again, moves over, lets the driver past at a very sensible part of the track. What was good there is Rayner wasn't pressuring him, and I think when you don't get the pressure like that, I think it makes it easier for the car in front to make a decision. I don't know, Kai, why he was on the grass. He seemed to go on the grass. I don't know if he was trying to just make sure he was wide there, but I think ultimately that's what's probably caused him to obviously hit. He must have been out of control to go back on and hit again though, because hitting twice like that, if you've not learnt your first time, give it again. Alright, so Grosjean's leading the IndyCar. Yeah, but he's done very well in the Grand Prix. He just needed he probably needs to pit. He did that with Haas a lot, didn't he? So Rick is still battling with Rayner. There was a gap earlier. Oh, that's it. That's you pay that. The timing screens actually shows the gap of the car in front, not necessarily the driver in front. A bit misleading, that one. Is that just one of them turning left ones? You mean not driving around like Bathurst? So, so these are the two cars that battled it out before. So Melvin's got himself back on track, and as you can see from Robert's car, he's quite damaged. In fact, I think he's more damaged. He's taking him here. He's got a lot more performance, the Ferrari there. Not the Ferrari, sorry. Yeah, he's took him easy there, hasn't he? Robert's car looks massively down on performance. Another incident. 27. This is showing he's had another incident. I don't know if it's himself or his other drivers included. They're all gaggling up on him behind. You can see there quite a few cars. Shows he's had an incident anyway. Might have missed it. I've done a replay for 30 seconds. I might have missed it. Perfect. Still going there. He's a few seconds off Malcolm. Thierry is now catching Robert. Robert's car's damaged. Thierry's going to get him really quickly. He's going to catch him. Still a few seconds off. You can just see, I think Thierry's going to catch him up here. If Melvin got past him that easy, he's definitely struggling with his car. In fact, you can see them in front here. It's going to be a bit of a drag on the straight here. Buckley, Steve. He's going to pass a Bando and unlap himself. Don't come together. Thierry's going to catch Bando, definitely. We're in the 12th place at this point. 9 minutes to go. Get him quite early on here. Robert's car's too damaged. Looks like he's got no acceleration in top end. Thierry's took the inside line on him there. Right, I think. Yeah, he's not giving up. You can see the difference though in power there. Thierry's car's not damaged versus Robert's, who's obviously lacking top speed. You can see the difference in performance. He's 5 seconds off Melvin now. I don't know if he'll catch Melvin because Melvin looked like he was getting a bit of a gallop on up front. Needs to go. So the fastest lap at the moment is a 2:04.7 for Malcolm. Rayner managed a 2:04.9, and then everyone else is in the 2:05s, 2:06s, 2:07s. And then from this group onwards, there's a lot of 2:09s, 2:10s. Shows us that there's been another incident. Mark Wyman, circle to that. With, I can't work out who it was with, I can't see that number. Looks like he's had an incident with Rick. Obviously Rick's one of the front runners. Rick's eager to get past there. Okay, I'll let you decide that one. I think when you look at that, I think it's I'm not going to say it's clear where the problems were, but see there quite obviously he wanted to get past as soon as possible. Sometimes that's not necessarily the right approach. Robert's catching up Mark Wyman here as well. So we'll just sit with Robert a second, see if we just catch Mark Wyman up. good run through there. Don't think there's any damage on Mark's car. I think, Jonathan, yeah, you got the closing speed because you've got two differently rated drivers. There's been another incident. Car 95, which is Ruben Mansato with Mike Molesky, so let's do that one. Rewind back. There we go. I think something's going to happen here. Alright. Oh dear. They don't usually end well. And they're now going to try and turn round. No, not there. Okay. Massive spin. Yep. I think we'll carry on where we were. We've got Thierry. No, it's not Thierry, it's a back mark, isn't it? Luckily again. He's trying to unlap himself here against Melvin. I think he hit the curb, to be honest. If you watch it again, I think he realised he was braking late, so he put himself on the curb. But obviously I think his left front just didn't stop him, and he nudged him. That's what it looked like from the first instant there. I'm not saying that is the case, that's what it seemed to be. But it could have been a disaster if he come back on then, with the number of cars coming up. You can see there's a bit of a train appearing now. We've got Andy Lees again, catching up Thierry. That's what I'm saying, he outbraked himself and put it on the curb. Been another incident here. Coming up to it now. Looks like someone spun off perhaps. Yep. I think that was Lakin who spun off there. Andy Lees is catching. Let's jump back in the cockpit with him. The sun's starting to come down now. This is where it gets really difficult. There's been another accident. Robert and Robert Abando. Go on to this. So obviously wants his car looking even less pretty. He collided with Malcolm, who's the first place driver. I don't know what Robert was doing there. If he was going to the pits, he had no awareness about him. He's not even making it to the pits. Andy Lees. Looks like Andy Lees is going to get damage on Andy's cars where he's had a few battles. See the lights have come on now as well. Wobbly bonnet, I think his old car was wobbly. I'm sure he was very close there before as well. Still a battle for obviously 12th. And looking at this, Thierry has got Melvin only just there. Thierry's having a cracking run here. He's in 11th. To Andy. Ooh, Andy nearly had his nose cut there. I think Andy's going to get him on the next lap. Yep. Try my best. He's going slow through the top of the mountain. Get themselves up to speed again now. Struggling on top end, Andy should get him along here. Do the same as what's the name before, where Bando. Bending though, he's sat right in the middle of the track. Breaking here. Oh, he's overdone it. He's overdone it. Oh, it's chaos. Let's do that again. Picks that incident up. Another look and see what's going on there. I think Andy went into on the brakes too late. He's hit the wall and Melvin's caught him. But I think Melvin's come out worse there, so that's the contact. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, that one. 3 cars. That's I don't know what's happened there. I don't know whether that's me. That was following Thierry, so all I could think of is he's had a bit of a lag. The game's lost where he was. Yeah, I think that, Jonathan, you know, I don't know why you'd defend when you're in a damaged car, really. Maybe that's something that needs to be talked about on the briefings. You know, if you're in a damaged car, you're not racing people. And I think it's just going to cause problems if you're prepared to race people as a result of that. Right, we're coming towards the end, so I think it's only fair. Jump forward and we follow the leader. I think he's got this lap, and then the next lap will be his final one. You can see there his best lap's a 2:04 and his last lap was a 2:10. So he's 6 seconds down from his last lap. Now Rayner, last lap was a 2:06. Rayner's last lap was a 2:11. So everyone's last lap has dropped massively in the last couple of laps. They're all now doing the 2:10s, 2:11s. Not knowingly, John. The only glitch we've had was when we were following Thierry then, where the car appeared to go to nowhere. And switching back, it seemed to catch up. So I presume if there's a glitch, the game has the potential of losing you where you are on the track. Malcolm's catching up Andy and Thierry here. Now, the sensible thing that would tell me just to let him go. He's not. I don't think there's danger behind him. The gap between him and Rayner's too big, I think. I'll be tempted just to let this go, really. You can possibly get him on the straight, but as Andy's got a bit of damage on his car, isn't going to be 100% stable. Thierry's running really well. Thierry's had a cracking race. I've got to stop and go there, Rick. I can only presume he's either in the pits and sped, coming out the pits, or he's hit track limits a couple of times. I don't know where the track limits are on here. Someone's gone flying off there because you can see all the dirt. Looks like Malcolm's managed to settle that. His last lap was a flyer compared to his previous. So that's a huge congratulations to Malcolm there. He's a man on a mission there, got the qualifying absolutely spot on and has had a really good clean race. A couple of incidents, a couple of back markers really, but nothing to say upset the apple cart really. I think that's it for the race being over. The stream next week is going to be hosted by myself and Peter, who was the guy who did the Sunday stream for us. So he's going to be controlling the cameras and the replays and stuff, and I'll be doing the commentary. So it'll be a bit different next week. I've tried to do my best this week and keep you entertained. Added a few little effects in as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. And obviously for the guys who are racing tomorrow, good luck. I'll see you on track, and we'll make the most of it and enjoy it. But yeah, big congratulations to Malcolm, Rayner, and Bruce there for a really good top three. Good top three race that. Cheers, Derek. Thanks very much. Logged on as yourself this week, I see. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Jonathan. Much appreciate it. I've got a dog called Malcolm. Thanks, Craig. Cheers, Kai.